Hi, I'm Scott Wyman, the Training and Technology Coordinator at Central Texas College. And this is Eagle Self-Service Time Approval for Supervisors, revised. We're going to start this process by going to the CTC Faculty and Staff webpage. Then we're going to hover over the Logins option on the menu, slide down to Eagle Self-Service, and then click that option. That takes us to the Eagle Self-Service sign-on page. Your username is a lowercase c followed by your CTC ID number. Your password, if you've logged into WebAdvisor previously, will be the same password that got you into WebAdvisor. If you've never used WebAdvisor and you're new to Eagle Self-Service, your password will be your first initial and your last initial, first name initial, last name initial, lowercase, followed by your 6-digit date of birth. That's 2-digit month, 2-digit day, and 2-digit year. That's 6 digits. For example, if I was born on January 1st, 1970, my password would be SW010170. Okay? So let me get my password in here. And that takes us to the Eagle Self-Service main page. From here, to get to time approval, you have to click the employee link. And that takes you into the employee overview. That's where you find tax information, banking information, leave balances for you and your employees, earning statements, as well as what we're going to be talking about, time approval. Now, if you want this page to show up when you log in or when you sign in to Eagle Self-Service, all you have to do is change your default landing page. And you do that by coming up, clicking on your ID number or your username, and then select Account Preferences. Under Account Preferences, we're going to change the default landing page. So we're going to click this drop-down menu button, and then we want to come down and find Employee Overview. Select Employee Overview, and then you must save. You have to save this in order for the changes to take effect. Preferences have been updated. So now, if I sign out and sign back in, it'll take me straight to that employee overview page, and I don't have to click employee to get there. Okay? So a little time saver, just depending on whether you want to come straight here or if you may have something to do on the other page as well. So again, this is time approval, so I'm going to go ahead and click the time approval option right there. Here in the time approval screen, you may have to apply or change your filters. This is our filter pane. And there are a couple different options on the filter pane. You can search for a single employee by name or ID number. So if I wanted to search for my employee, I'm going to type in last name, comma, space, first name. And then click the magnifying glass, which is our search button. It'll search all employees looking for Sharon Long, and you can see it takes a little while. And there she is. So if I click on the name listed, it brings me up her time information. Okay, there she is. If I clear that search, and then reset filters. If I search by ID number, you'll see it's much faster. See how much faster that found? And then again, click the employee listed. All right, so that's searching for a single employee. Maybe not the best way to do it. If you only have one employee, then you could do it that way, but you don't have to. What you want to do is you want to go by pay cycles. Okay, it's probably the most common way to do this. So you find out, or you determine which one of these check boxes you want to use, depends on where you work. My employee is a Texas hourly employee. If you're Continental and Navy, you would select this checkbox. If you're Europe, then you select this checkbox. So once you've selected the pay cycle, then you have to select the pay period. So you can see there are two pay periods listed here, 9/1 to 9/15 and 9/16 to 9/30. I want to approve the 9/16 to 9/30 pay period. So I select that checkbox, and then I scroll down and I'm going to apply filters. And there you can see it brings up the employee that I want to approve time for. The other option is to search for timesheets by status. So you can look for timesheets submitted. And there you can see it brings up my employee. You can search for timesheets not complete. And this will only bring up employees who have not completed their timesheet. So you can see I don't have any employees that have not completed a timesheet. I can select no time entered and apply that filter. And if I have any employees who have not entered time for the current pay period, then it'll show up on the list. Again, no issues there. If I want to see whose time I have already approved, I can select the approved checkbox and then apply that filter. And there you can see I have approved time for Sharon. And if I want to look and see which one that is, you can see that that is for the pay period of 9/1 to 9/15. So this isn't just the current pay period. It'll show all pay periods. So we will clear that. And you can also look and see if any of your timesheets have been rejected. No timesheets have been rejected. So I'm going to reset all those filters, and I'll go back to my Texas hourly for the current pay period 9/16 to 9/30, and I will apply that filter. It's going to bring me up Sharon's time card. To see the pay period, I click this drop-down menu button beside her name, and it shows me the current pay period, and it shows that it has been submitted. What you don't want to do, and let me emphasize don't want to do at this point, is click the approve option, because that will approve the entire pay period without you ever looking at their time. And one of the things that you always want to do, especially if they've taken time off, vacation, sick time, whatever the case may be, is you always want to compare the leave form to the timesheet. Make sure they match. Okay? If there's additional time on their timesheet, but they haven't submitted a leave form, then you need to contact the employee and say, hey, you've got additional time on here, but I don't have a leave form. Maybe they forgot to submit the leave form. Maybe they accidentally added additional time. That's what you need to figure out before anything is approved. So do not click this approve button for the pay period. because what you need to do is go in and look at each individual week of the pay period. How many weeks are in the pay period? Well, if you click this drop-down menu button beside the employee's account information, you can see that there are 3 weeks in the current pay period. 9/16 and 17, 9/18 to 24, and 9/25 to 9/30. So now you need to go in and you need to approve each of those weeks after you have reviewed it. So to save time, what I do, I don't even expand this to look and see how many pay periods there are. I just go straight over, far over to the right, and I click View. And that's going to open the first week of the pay period. And here I can see that she worked 13 hours this week for this pay period, 40 hours for the total week, but only 13 of those were for this week, or for this pay period. I can tell that because I have access to these fields. I don't have access to these fields because they're in a prior pay period that I've already approved. So if something needs to be changed here, then I can make the change. Maybe she was off on Friday but forgot to change that and submit a leave form. Or maybe she submitted the leave form but just forgot to change it in here. I, as the supervisor, can either change it myself and then approve the timesheet, or I can go to Other Actions and reject it with comments. Okay? So I'll be a good supervisor and I'll just change it here. I'll make that 0 hours. I come over here to the additional time button, click on that button, choose an earn type. She took that day of vacation. Add the 4 hours of vacation in that vacation line field. Now everything is correct and I can come down here to the bottom and review. Okay, regular hours, 36, 4 hours of vacation time. Okay, once you move out of that field, then it registers down here at the bottom. I simply press the tab key to get out of that field. All right, so now this week is correct. So I'm going to click the Approve button. That timesheet now moves on to payroll. To see the next week in the pay period, I come up here to the very top. On the left side, you'll see there is a right pointing arrow or chevron, depending on what you like to call them. And when I hover my mouse over it, you can see it says navigate to next week of, okay, and it shows you the week. So I click that button to take me to the next week. It wants me to save these changes, so I'll save the changes. Click the button to move to the next week. And here is the following week. And you can see this is a full week, 9 hours Monday through Thursday and 4 hours on Friday. Now this is the mistake that was made. She actually took the first Friday of the pay period off, not the 24th. So what I can do is I can come over here and I can remove this vacation. Yes, I'm sure I want to remove it. And I can add these 4 hours of administrative time back into the timesheet. So I can see here she had 4 hours of sick time on Monday. Yep, she had a doctor's appointment, so she took the afternoon off. And the rest of the week is correct. Again, I come down here to the bottom for the weekly totals and review. 40 hours total, 36 administrative hours, and 4 hours of sick time. All's good. I click the Approve button. That timesheet now moves on to payroll. Click the Save button because I made changes. And then I'll come up here and I'll click this right pointing arrow to take me to the next week of the pay period. I approve this overtime, so I'll scroll down here to the bottom and just review. 42 daily hours, 40 hours of administrative time, and 2 hours of overtime. That's all good. So I will go ahead and approve that timesheet. If you ever need, you can always unapprove a timesheet. That'll bring it back, give you the opportunity to make the necessary changes, and then you can approve it again to send it on to payroll. If you have any comments to make on a timesheet, you can always add comments to a timesheet before it's approved, and then those comments will accompany the timesheet. So if you have any questions, I will put my phone number up here. I will put my email address up here in case you want to email me. Feel free to give me a call, shoot me an email. I'll be glad to answer any questions you have about approving timesheets. So, until we meet again, I'm going to say thanks for being here. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay happy. We'll talk to you later.